Hi there and welcome back. This week I actually didn't cook all these recipes in 1 week, but I did put together a compilation of some of our family's favorite soup recipes. And yes, there are two taco soup recipes, but they're different. And who doesn't love taco soup? The first one is the classic chicken noodle soup, but it's got a bit of a twist. This soup is made with grilled chicken, which of course you can do whatever you want, but I think the grilled chicken just adds an extra special, I don't know, it just makes it a little different than your typical shredded chicken tomato soup. And it also has a potato in it, or one or two potatoes, I can't remember, but I really like potatoes in my chicken noodle soup. So I start with water and chicken broth. And then I'm going to add a little more salt since I didn't do full chicken broth. And I will add my garlic powder since I didn't put fresh garlic in, and pepper. Now one of the things that helps me prep meals easily is to have grilled chicken in my freezer ready to use. And I love these homemade noodles as well that I got from a local market. And then you just add it all up, simmer it until the noodles are soft and all the veggies are soft. And more than simmer probably. You're probably going to want to have a low boil. And then you serve it up and it's just a classic home-style chicken noodle soup. Now this recipe is one of our family's most favorite recipes. And my daughter is actually the one who found it, and she is really good at making it. But I attempted to make it this night. And you can do it a few different ways, but I like to chop and boil the potatoes and soften them before I make the soup. Then you're going to fry up some bacon until crispy. And when the potatoes are soft, you'll drain them and set them aside. Once the bacon is crispy, you'll remove the bacon and all the fat all the grease from the pan, but I will add back a little bit of the bacon grease to saute the onions in. Now this recipe calls for quite a bit of onion, a couple full onions I think, and some butter and garlic, but I would cut back the onion unless you like a really strong onion flavor. Then you're going to take your flour and mix it in with your onion, butter, bacon grease mixture. Then you'll add your chicken broth, but you could also do water or different kind of broth, and your cream. Now, if you don't like the chunks of onions, you can blend this base. Once the base is ready to go, since the pot that my potatoes were in was bigger, I decided to put the base into the other pot. And then you can salt and pepper. Now this recipe has cheese and sour cream in it, but it's also really good without. If you do add cheese, I would add it slowly, as you can see that I'm doing in the video here. I would not put it all in, or just the texture will turn out grainy. So slowly add your cheese, and then chives, and then add your bacon to the soup at this time. Now this soup is more involved, takes more work. It's not a quick, easy weeknight meal, but that's okay. It's definitely worth it for a special treat if you really want something yummy. Now don't let this soup fool you. It is delicious, I promise. It is a great way to use up extra ham if you have an extra ham bone. And lentils are really pretty tasty when you get them seasoned up well enough. So you're going to add your diced tomatoes and some tomato paste. And then I like celery and onions and carrots in mine. And you're also going to add chopped cabbage, green cabbage. Now I did this one on the slow cooker setting in my Instant Pot, And I would have added more water if I would have known that it wasn't going to cook super evenly. But it worked in the end. I stirred it all up and it worked. But if you do yours in a slow cooker, be sure to add more water and salt it to taste. And it's so good with like some fresh bread and butter. It's just such a warm, comforting soup. And the flavor, it just all mixes in so well. Give it a try. It's not, I know it doesn't look pretty, but it's good. This is a newer recipe for our family, but I think it's a keeper. I also used grilled chicken in this one, which made it really yummy. First, I sauteed the onions. Oops, got them a little bit overdone. Then I added chicken broth, black beans, and some green chilies and some tomato paste. Now I had some frozen corn, so I added what I had. Then I added all my seasonings to it. I like to take my chicken breasts I buy and slice them thinner, and then I throw them on the grill, and then I can just easily cut them up and add them to, like I said before, the freezer or to a meal that we're having. Now this recipe didn't call for cream, but I added a little cream and then I added a cream cheese, softened cream cheese as well. And it just made it for an extra hearty, yummy, flavorful soup. Now we garnish with cheese, but it would be really excellent with sour cream or chips or anything like that. Now, a beef taco soup has been a staple in my family for as long as I can remember. It's so easy, so versatile, so delicious, and you can just do it all in one pot. It's so easy. So I browned up my meat and removed the grease. And then I added the water. And the amount of water you're going to use is just going to be dependent on what consistency you like your soup to be. We were having some friends over for dinner, so I wanted to make a lot. And I had these freeze-dried tomatoes, but if I hadn't had them, and these green chilies, if I hadn't had them, I would have used the canned variety. Then I added my spices, and I was out of my homemade taco seasoning mix, but I just used all the same seasonings I would have put in my mix to make this. Just put it right into the soup. Now I wanted mine just a little thinner, so it really depends if you want a more thick soup or a more thin soup. And I chose to use a variety of beans. Every time I make this, I make it a little different, so there's no one right way to make it. So you let that simmer for a while, incorporate all the flavor, and then you can serve it. If you have a picky family, just leave out whatever they don't like, and that works out perfectly. And this one we definitely like with sour cream and cheese and tortilla chips, and I like to throw a few jalapenos in there as well. So these are some soup recipes your family can try. Hopefully there's something useful for you. Hopefully you won't be intimidated by making your own homemade soup. And I hope to see you again here next week. Bye.